tutorial. This tutorial is on TIRTOS, and in this example we're going to see how to create an idle function. So here is an example that we just saw, which is pretty much very similar to the non-RTOS implementation of the LED blinking, except that we have made two changes. Now we have included these header files, and also what we have done is we are also going to introduce these log info functions. So these are nothing but printf functions, which are internal, that is actually captured by your debugger, and also this is your main biostart. So as such, as you can see, this doesn't have any kind of task that is created, so we need to create a task. So we're going to go to our config, right click on it, say go open, and click on xconfig. So get rid of that. So we go to system overview, and make sure that you click on logging and say add logging, and we want also do RTOS execution, which is basically we want to do task context, and again the CPU load. Okay, and then you also want to click this one where you can see you want to log on the print events, so that creates that. So once that is done, come back to your main and click on your TIRTOS and go to system overview, and now what we're going to do is, as you can see, that we have these. So we're going to make sure we click on idle and say add an idle function. So now we're going to say whenever the system is idle, it's going to do this, and then put the name LED toggle, which is the exact name as here, which is the function you want to execute. So once that is done, leave the rest, go back to that, save your configuration file, and then let's do a build project. And as you can see, my build project is updated, and also one thing you want to check is go to the project properties, and if you go to product, there you can see that we're using this particular project is using our TIRTOS, and if you look into our linkers and everything, you would see that they are also using our driver lib, and even though they're not using the user lib and the graphic library, they're just included, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. So once it's done, now let's right click on it and debug our program. So once you try to debug, so here you can see it's actually going to run the program. And so now what we're going to do is run the program for some time, and you can see that the LED is actually blinking. And let's pause it, and then what you want to do is call this and click on idle, and there you can see that's our function that is actually getting executed. That's there, and so the next thing you want to also pull down is go to tools and go to analysis, RTOS analyzer, execution analysis, and now you can see that it should actually come up with this, and also it says it's good. So because that's some execution graph, and we want to click on these couple of things also. So even though they are not available, so when you start it, what's going to happen, it's actually going to go and get this data, and the next time you go, it's going to say the status is good. So here is your execution graph. Pretty much there's only one function, and that's the idle function. So that's what it is showing here. And here is your your live data with messages. And so what we want to do here is you probably want to pick up your this is the LED count, that the number of times I've actually counted them. So what I would do is click on here, click on this which says message contains LED, and if I filter, and then you can see these are my the LED log infos that are there. I think I should have done filter. Okay, I think this also has LED, so I should put LED. So here is only the functions with the LED toggle, so you can see that we have actually done it 18 times, but it only shows 18 records, but I've not captured them for some initial time. So but there you can see the data, the count I. If you go here, basically what we are trying to do is this, which is this is the value of I, which is printed in that brackets. It's the number of times the LED has toggled. So you can get that data. This is your execution graph, and I mean, you're not switching anything, or there's no other information available. So yeah, you can also see the stacks, the different things that is being used, the memory that is being used, etc. For this particular application. So therefore that this one shows a quick tutorial on how to create an idle task. Right? Thank you.